In 2017, Marvel Comics published a 10-issue story arc called Secret Empire, written by Nick Spencer, the end result of a series of prior stories written to help bring back focus to Captain America due in part to the Marvel Cinematic Universe-based films of Civil War on related media. The entire event was later considered a story written in poor consideration to the readers, on not fully acknowledging the history and reasonings for Steve Rogers himself as a character. But the speculative scenario is this: that time when Captain America was temporarily loyal to Hydra. During the Secret Empire, details of the story had a supposed Captain America actually become loyal to Hydra, and essentially recount most of what he had done for the United States since the Second World War. The now infamous comic panel with the Captain saluting Hydra was later considered an essential summary of the story, and even everything wrong with modern Marvel Comics, as consensus had it that the whole story arc was done for shock value. But why did casual and serious readers, even critics and those at Marvel Comics, hate the time when Captain America was essentially a Hydra agent? Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, the writer and artist pair who created the character of Stephen Rogers for the American involvement during the Second World War, were very specific about the particular depiction of Captain America. All aspects of Captain America were to inspire patriotism and loyalty to the United States, to fight against fascism and to fight for freedom all over the world. There were clear details about Nazism and fascism, and how Captain America would always fight against tyranny and hate. While Nick Spencer and Marvel were quick to remind readers and commentators that Hydra wasn't the same thing as the Nazi party from the Second World War, critics quickly pointed out evidence that showed they were basically the same thing. During the 1940s, there were references or similarities between what had happened then and the time that the Secret Empire story was written. There were many examples of Nick Spencer defending his work, and there were many times he received disgust for it. The fact that from the character's creation to Secret Empire, nothing of the sort was ever written for Captain America showed that nothing was sacred, and temporary stories, as such, would be and could be done that would potentially tarnish the legacy of the character and all that he had stood for. The details for Secret Empire were also contentious, as even before the subpar writing and outline for the story arc, there were details of it that made little sense, or was quickly changed despite the build-up of story, only for it to be brought down too soon or too late. This frustrated casual readers and serious fans of Captain America due to not knowing what made sense, what was important to the plot of the arc, or what could be ignored. At the time, for most of the publicity put onto the story intentionally by Marvel, it ended up being one of the most inconsistent of the mid-2010s. For most of the publicity given to the comics of Secret Empire, Marvel insisted many times that this was indeed the real Stephen Rogers or no one else. When news of the story got attention from Chris Evans, even he was shocked by the concept. But when the wider American public outside of the casual or serious comic readers learned of the situation with Secret Empire, the reception to the story became overwhelmingly negative. So negative that conflicting sources had Nick Spencer being pressured to change the story while it was being written, so the Captain America that proclaimed allegiance to Hydra was not in fact the real Cap. The comic arc was also released during a contentious time in the United States when fascism and authoritarianism was re-emerging in various countries globally. Sentiment in the United States was particularly alarming, with extreme right-wing points of view on the situation with the 2016 presidential election. There were even some theories that Nick Spencer was a Donald Trump supporter, and the Secret Empire story was just his opinion on how he desired to depict Captain America according to hateful ideology. In the time since the release of Secret Empire, it has been called one of the worst comic events to ever depict Captain America within it.